Hello everyone, it is next time once again, and we are very successful in our regaining defensive structures, and I am very happy about that. It seems that this province will always have been a thorn in our side, but let's cut the number of men here and send them to take this province. It's mountains, which makes it hell to defend, but if we're able to push through, which we might be able to, we'll be in an amazing spot in order to... I have no idea why so many men are being pulled away. Honestly, I want to see if there is an ability to keep a certain number of troops on each quarter of the front, so to speak. And speaking of which, we need to begin preparing for the offensive into Guangxi, which is completely wrong. This is the Guangxi clique. But we need to prepare that nonetheless, and have all three divisions doing so currently. I think it's technically defaulted as one because I had one selected, and that, I assure you, is not good. 20,000 men in 1940 does an offensive not make. Unless you're Luxembourg, but then any number of men makes an offensive. So, we're beginning to bleed ourselves a lot dry down here. The Japanese have lost a significantly larger number still, which is hopeful. It is very hopeful indeed. And hopefully they don't realize what's going on here, or if they do realize, don't have the ability to do much of anything. I am very surprised that the Japanese Air Force is here, and actually I'm going to take advantage of this fact and just try and bomb the hell out of everything. Because gaining air superiority will be just fantastic. As you can see here. It has nothing to do with what's going on here, but just a little bit of help from bombers will go a long way towards... I feel we don't need to do this anymore. Yeah, we don't need to do this anymore. Let's continue building factories. That will help us much more in the long term. And actually, I think the AI is freaking out that these provinces are technically undefended. So we're going to split you in half, halt you, and move you here. Because we're beginning to suffer attrition issues up here. And actually, we're going to move you here, because you're going to fall quite soon. There we go. Yeah, this is just turning into one grand meat grinder up here that neither I nor the Japanese are willing to give up. Which is fair. It's going to hurt the Japanese much worse than it'll hurt me if we fail to win this battle. Even though it will be a pain if we lose. I'm confident that we don't need any more reinforcements on the front. So I'm not going to move anyone else up here for now. We finally have managed to get one full line of factories though, which is hopeful. Helpful, more than hopeful, I suppose. The Japanese Air Force still hasn't interceded, which is okay. That is not good. I don't know what happened here. Good thing we have 10 divisions at the ready though. So we're going to move these men off the Guangxi offensive and do everything within our power to regain this region. Because if the Japanese are able to take advantage of this, we're going to be in a very, very poor spot. And we're so close to here that I just do not want to give it up. Even though it's going to cost us a lot of men to do so. Even, I suppose it doesn't matter much, considering the disparity in numbers. I mean, look at this, however. The Japanese just have extraordinarily powerful divisions. Granted, I think it's because of how large they are. I feel they've overbuilt their divisions. Or at least overbuilt them with infantry. Having more artillery, even though it would be extremely more expensive, would help them much greater. But I suppose it's their problem, not mine, so I'm not gonna criticize them too hard. But I will take the advantage of researching more infantry equipment. And we're going to create an offensive line and tell them to go and go at Blitzkrieg base. And with this many people fighting, here's hoping we can take back our land. And that is exactly what I didn't want to see. More Japanese divisions is going to be very harmful to our ability to prosecute any sort of effort down here. And Japanese are still... Okay, that is what I don't like to see. You should not be going here. You should stay here. If we can maintain this area, I'll be very happy. And yeah, basically I want this to be an unending assault on this port. And hopefully the Japanese will have no ability to retake it. Or not retake it, but continuing there. Okay, I think the front line is stabilizing a little bit. They are focusing far too much on defending this region. We're completely fine there. Suppose I'll do this more smartly, since the game is so insistent on having at least one person here. Ooh. But I do like this. If we are able to take this, it'll shorten the front. And shortening the front will be very valuable. You know, if we actually fight the battles. Come on. We're so close. The Japanese are too busy having their heads up their asses fighting me elsewhere. You just fight here. Come on, do it. We're almost there. And let's double check on the port down here. Everyone fighting. Yes, they are. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be lucky. We're going to... If Japan's not going to be a cruel mistress and manage to get a soldier through. And it looks like they are. Well, that's all tolerable, I suppose. Still makes me incredibly sad. But we're going to have to continue that battle. Nearly 500,000 people have died in the trenches of the trenches near Tianjin, which I'm completely fine with, because that means less Japanese soldiers on the offensive, or less Japanese soldiers able to maintain offensives. And since they keep on trucking more troops in, it means that they're just gonna have to flee. And in the very end, we have one Marine division. Okay, what the hell was that? No war this year then. France and blah blah. Oh, the Burma Road. That's nice. Thank you, Britain. Even though technically... Oh, they did it over here. Or do they do it in Yunnan? Honestly, I have no idea. Well, I'm still grateful for it regardless. Let's see. Where are we gonna move now? naval effort will give us shipyards, which are nice. But I think we're going to continue down the armament path. And since we're beginning to run into a surplus of factories, we're going to go back to civilian ones. And pretty much hope for the best. But I'm glad to see that we've finally gotten a handle on our gun shortages. I suppose we've never truly had a shortage, which is excellent to hear. And this is the best possible moment now. The Japanese are almost defeated. Almost. And if this guy goes now, we should have the best opportunity possible to win here. Oh, I really don't like the AI doing that. It pisses me off so much. And done. Done and done. All of you, halt what you're doing and go to reasonable places. So, with this little coup here, the Japanese are going to be in a terrible shape to advance into us, which, you know, I'm fine with. So we can go back to focusing on the offensive in Guangxi. Considering how many men they have, which is 6 to 12 divisions, I'm almost confident that we can begin the invasion, considering we have 16 divisions, but I've seen these things go poorly before, so I'm going to at least want to have one soldier on every province before I do anything shiesty. And the Japanese themselves are continuing to be a little bit shiesty. Let's move another gentleman over here. These negatives are being absolutely fantastic towards us. And that should allow us, and I feel actually confident enough that I'm going to remove this front line. Holy, we've actually managed to get a lot of our units up to veteran and seasoned, which is great. That means they fight much better, and when we actually upgrade them, they'll be very powerful. But for now, that's not too much of a concern. We're really fighting World War I all over again up here. And, you know, I'm fine with that. Legacy of the Great War and all that. I'd prefer you guys to go here, though. And you two go here. There's no reason to stack too many more men up here. Okay, that works for me. Do we have one man on every province on the border? No, but we will soon. So I'm going to justify 20 days. Never mind. Zabizan Ma. Volunteer Corps, Liberty Ethos. Yeah. Okay, now we have enough men. So I'm going to begin justifying. Retake Core State. Let's do Guangdong. Actually, since this won't cost extra, and I think it reduces world tension increases, we're going to do that. Sure. So, yeah, we're in a very good state up here. We want to micromanage what the AI is doing a little bit because No. They're gonna do silly things like putting 20 trillion people in one province. Which they're trying to do again, but you know, that's a better province to do it in, because these are very defensible. Relative to the ones near it. Especially this one. Now that we have the mountains here, I will see it very, very less likely for the Japanese to be able to retake it. Like, it is a massive loss to have lost the mountains of South Chihara. The mountains of South Chihara. And did we do this yet? No, it's 4 more days. Only 4 more days. Come on. And let's start China War 1. Hopefully they don't join the Allies or something silly like that. That'd be just terrible. But our soldiers are so bad. We do seem to have more morale, which is good. Let's just blitz for the capital, since that should be very helpful in our aims. The way to fight wars in this game, I feel, are really just overwhelming the enemy in every conceivable manner. And they nearly doubled the number of men they have. And let's double check on the Japanese, because we babysit up here. Everything's fine. We should take the capital now, which will be greatly beneficial. Cool. Is there anything else we need to do? Why did you... That's their port, not mine. If we can take Guangxi, I believe we'll be fine. Apparently I need more men down here. And let's get rid of this. You know, defending in the city will be fine. Let's see that. Yeah, that benefits defenders. Why are you not assigned to the front? And with this, hopefully, maybe we can win. It actually probably won't happen in that province. We have, however, greatly hindered them. And let's see if we can blitz to Haikou. No, that's pronounced wrong, but I cannot pronounce Chinese. We're probably going to lose a division, which is very unfortunate. Actually, if we manage to take this one, we might be able to win the war before we lose any divisions. And actually, in response to that, I am going to attack this gentleman. And let's quickly go up to speed 5. We haven't lost this belly yet, nor have we lost this one, and they almost are willing to surrender. It is so close, I can taste it. So I suppose we'll go back to the speed 5 strategy. Making sure the Japanese don't pull any sneaky maneuvers up here, and get us in a terrible spot. However, it is 1939, and we cannot afford to produce the MP40s, so we will avoid doing that for now. But rest assured, there will be a day in the far future, where we will be able to produce things that are reasonable. And I am excited for that day. Honestly, there shouldn't be anyone doing this. One man can do it. Our bigger concern is to maintain that there isn't a pocket here. And adding more men. So basically, down here we're creating a elite fighting force that doesn't have supply. Yeah, this guy finally bites the dust. They have been pounding the city really hard now that I think about it. But in general, our offensive goes well. Japan has not managed to break through, which is good. Losses are getting ridiculous. We are beginning to outnumber them, which is interesting. What are our factories looking like? Not those, these. Pretty good actually. We should be able to produce artillery quite soon, which will be oh so useful. And now that we have 50 factories, we can continue doing research. But I will choose our research choice next time. I hope everyone enjoyed. And until next time, have a good day.